This is iFIBER 1 News. Here are today's top stories.
The 243 fire burning in southwest Grant County ballooned to more than 5,000 acres Tuesday, with that number expected to increase.
Icicle Brewing Company has been making Leavenworth's friendly neighborhood beers since 2010, but a new effort at the brewery takes that neighborliness to a whole different level. A bipartisan push by Washington's Democratic senator and Central Washington's Republican representative means cherry growers should get some relief from international tariff wars.
Grant County's annual Chief for a Day event returns Thursday in front of the Grant County Courthouse in Ephrata.
From the iFIBER 1 newsroom, this is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
The 243 fire burning in southwest Grant County ballooned to more than 5,000 acres Tuesday, with that number expected to increase. Sheriff's Office officials say about 25 homes are threatened along Smyrna Canyon and Lower Crab Creek Road, about 5 miles south of Royal City. Residents in the evacuation area have been notified, and a shelter has been opened at Royal Intermediate School. State mobilization resources were approved overnight and began arriving Tuesday morning. The blaze has been turned over to the Southwest Washington Type 3 Incident Management Team. The fire started Monday evening along Beverly Burke Road and SR 243 east of the Wanapum Village. Strong winds overnight, which continued through the day Tuesday, have pushed the fire east through heavy sagebrush, grass, and olive trees. Several outbuildings have been either damaged or destroyed, but fire officials say no homes have been damaged. The cause of the fire has not been determined and remains under investigation. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by...
Change doesn't have to be complicated. With a low-profile microwave hood combination that's ready to install right out of the box. It fits in the same space as your under-cabinet hood, so you can get your microwave off the countertop and make space for the routines worth keeping. The low-profile microwave hood combination, from the #1 selling appliance brand in the USA.
Whirlpool Appliances, now available at more furniture in Ephrata.
Icicle Brewing Company has been making Leavenworth's friendly neighborhood beers since 2010, but a new effort at the brewery takes that neighborliness to a whole different level. Icicle Brewing has begun recapturing the carbon dioxide used in its beer-making process to cut down on its own greenhouse emissions and put the gas back into the carbonation that gives a good beer its fizz.
When beer ferments, yeast convert sugars into CO2 and alcohol. The alcohol we want in there, the CO2 just gets blown off, and normally it just gets blown off into the air.
But instead, Icicle invested last month in CO2 recapture and purification technology from Earthly Labs of Texas and began storing it on-site as a condensed liquid. Brewmaster Dean Prevey says that serves two purposes: cutting down on climate-damaging emissions and saving money on a gas Icicle would normally have to buy.
It's used to push the air out of a tank before we put finished beer into it. Otherwise, that air would oxidize or stale the beer. It's used to push that beer for the same reasons. It's used to flush cans on the canning line, it's used to flush kegs on the kegging line, and it is used to carbonate the beer.
Recapture also means CO2 doesn't have to be shipped by truck to the warehouse. It's the latest step for the growing hometown brewery, which now ships 320 kegs worth of beer each week to taverns and stores. In April, Preby and the beer-making team moved out of Icicle's downtown pub location into new warehouse space. After a renovation this summer, the bar itself will get a lot more seating.
It's a great space. We love it. There's a lot more daylight here than the old space where we were kind of cramped and it kind of blocked all the windows with tanks and such. But I think we all miss being where the beer is served.
Jefferson Robbins, iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by...
Your taste buds bored? Well, then bring them to Jay's Teriyaki. Not only does Jay's have a variety of teriyaki dishes, they also offer mouth-watering salads and sides. Call Jay's 509-764-5155. Jay's Teriyaki, located at 123 East Broadway in Moses Lake, because it's all in the sauce.
A bipartisan push by Washington's Democratic senator and Central Washington's Republican representative means cherry growers should get some relief from international tariff wars. Right now, U.S. cherries are the subject of 60% tariffs in China that cost the Northwest industry $106 million last year. China leveled the tariffs last year after President Donald Trump imposed severe tariffs of his own on Chinese goods, and cherry sales to that country plummeted 50%. In Congress, Senator Maria Cantwell and Representative Dan Newhouse sponsored a provision that enrolls cherry growers in the $16 billion Market Facilitation Program, designed to take the sting out of tariff losses. The provision was part of the huge supplemental disaster bill now headed to the president's desk. Trump had opposed the bill because it doesn't provide money he's demanded for immigration controls on the southern border, but he's expected to sign it. Jefferson Robbins, iFIBER 1 News.
Grant County's annual Chief for a Day event returns Thursday in front of the Grant County Courthouse in Ephrata. The 18th annual ceremony begins at 2 p.m. on the courthouse front lawn. Chief for a Day celebrates the lives of several children from throughout the county, each of whom endures or overcomes physical and developmental challenges every day. Each child is honored and empowered as chief of a local law enforcement or fire agency for the day. The ceremony is open to the public and includes presentations by heads of each agency, county commissioners, superior court judges, and other dignitaries. The annual event is sponsored by the Thomas A. Boroff Foundation, an Ephrata-based nonprofit focused on assisting special needs children in the U.S. and Mexico. The Sheriff's Office will close at 1:30 p.m. and reopen at 3:30 p.m. following the event. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
This is iFIBER 1 News. For more information on these stories and other news, visit us online at ifiber1.com or check us out on Facebook.